Hello and welcome to Stampin' by Hannah. Thank you very much for joining me today on my first video, Make It Monday. Today, to celebrate the end of Sale-a-bration, I'm using Flowering Fields, Perfect Pairings and some gorgeous metallic glitter tape. Sale-a-bration ends on Thursday this week. You've got 4 days left to grab your fantastic free products. Every time you spend £45 or multiples thereof, you get to choose something awesome from the Sale-a-bration catalogue. Or, for an even better deal, you could grab the starter kit, spend £99 and get to choose £160 of things out of any of our catalogues. It's awesome. So let's get on with our card for Make It Monday. I've got a piece of watercolour paper here and I'm just sticking it down with some post-it tape. As a mask, I'm using the post-it tape as a mask, but it helps to just stick this piece of watercolour paper down before we start stamping. Now, I made a little bit of a boo-boo when I first started this one, and I added a little bit too much water, so you'll see that I'll stamp this flower in crushed curry, and then I'll put the water really closely on top, and you can see that ink just goes everywhere, which isn't really what I wanted. So the next time I stamp it down, I'm going to spray some water with a Stampin Spritzer just a little bit further away, and it's really subtle, but it's just starting to bleed, but nowhere near as much as the other one. So I just want a sort of gentle bleed that you'll see much better when I use the next colour. I know that looks a bit of a mess, but I will recover it, I promise. So this is Cherry Cobbler, and I'm going to stamp that down, and then I'm going to spritz this with ink a bit further away, and you can see that just really gentle kind of blooming of the ink. That is just what I wanted. And you could dry the watercolour paper between each stamping, which would give you much crisper images and keep that ink kind of further apart, but I really like that ink blending on the paper effect. So I've also got Island Indigo here, and this is where I really should have dried the paper before this one, because this ink work goes everywhere and it blooms all over, but I am going to recover it a bit later. So I've got my ink, my stamps on there, and I'm going to dry this off with my heat tool. Unfortunately, my camera decided to play silly buggers, and once I've dried it, I then overstamped each image again on top of where I've used that reactive watercolour technique. So here you can see I've stamped on them again, but my camera decided it wouldn't capture that. I don't know why. It's being a bit silly. So I'm going to take that post-it tape off. How gorgeous is that? I'm going to use a piece of that post-it tape just to stick it back at the top, just make sure it's straight so that I can add my sentiment. So I'm going to use Perfect Pairings for my sentiment, and because I've chosen wood mount stamps for my Sale-a-bration freebies, I'm going to grab my Stampin' Jig out just to make sure that I get these sentiments really straight. I did think about using Elegant Eggplant, which is one of the inks I'd originally got out for this, for the sentiment, but I've got a Garden Green card base, so I thought, you know what, let's stick with Garden Green and use Garden Green ink for my sentiment. This is one of my favourite tips for using my Stampin' Jig. I stamp my image onto the clear sheet and then make sure that the image is straight using my grid paper, so that when I put it over my work, I can see whether it's a little bit out, because I've kind of judged it on whether it's straight or not against my grid paper. I need to probably do a video on that properly to make it really clear. So you can see that it's not straight on my block at all. And then as well, I use my Stampin' Jig just to make sure that I stamp my sentiment where I want it, because it's clear, so you can move it about. Really handy, greatest tool. I never thought I'd use it much, but I actually use it all the time. It's fantastic. So I've got my sentiment on there, and I'm just going to trim an edge off of this stamped piece, because I realised I wanted to put some glitter tape on and there just wasn't a lot of room, because I'd cut that watercolour panel to be the size of the front of my card. So I'm going to trim off, I think I trim off about 0.8 of a centimetre, something like that, so not even quite a quarter of an inch. off of, or about a quarter of an inch off the side of my card, and I'm going to add my glitter tape on, leaving the edges of my glitter tape sort of sticking up so that I can trim them off so that they are the same size as that stamped panel. Use my dimensionals to pop this up, and then my card will be finished. So thank you ever so much for joining me for Make It Monday. I'm really enjoying showing you in depth making a card each week. There might not always be a video each week, sometimes it'll be in pictures over on my blog, but I just think it's fun. I'm really enjoying it again. I haven't made some videos now in about 3 months, just been super busy, but hopefully now I'm in a slightly more stable place again with my full-time day job, that we might get some more videos. So this is my card for Make It Monday. Thank you ever so much for watching, and I hope you join me again soon. Have a fantastic week, and don't forget to place your order today to get your Sale-a-bration freebies. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.